Okay, do you believe it? For the first time in my life, I've met one of you, one of my subscribers. Take two. Take two because I was recording the introduction and all of a sudden the music starts to play. I'm not sure I can keep it and place it at the end of the video because of copyright issues, I guess. So it was Krungbin if you want to know what was playing. So anyway, welcome to my very small place on the internet. My name is Isabelle. I am in France and my channel is dedicated to my knitting, all the aspects of my knitting. And today it's going to be a video about my knitting adventures that really are adventures because one of my subscribers from Europe was spending a week in Normandy and we met during this weekend. So if you are interested into this story, I will try to be knitting while I am talking, but I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing because I need to leave in 20 minutes at most for a physical therapy appointment, and I'm just coming back from work where I had already 6 hours of teaching today. So we'll see, I may have to stop, go to the physical therapist appointment and come back and end this recording. So if this kind of choppy situation doesn't bother you too much, and if my story about meeting one of my subscribers is of some interest to you, please stay tuned. So as per usual, I'm going to be starting with what I am wearing. I'm wearing all Nutiden because this morning was quite cold. It's much warmer this afternoon, but this morning was a bit cold. And I have my Huldra vest from Miss Evil Knits, and I have the fleur shawl from Espace Tricot that I knit with a Nutiden that one of you, Caroline, sent me. Caroline is in Germany, and she had heard of my project and my yarn Kryptonite, and she sent some to me for me to try, and I still have a bit left, so I have several different other smaller projects in mind to be using the leftovers. So there you have it for today, a comforting Nutiden situation. Okay, so I'm gonna appear quite relaxed and knitting on my Oldfield sweater. You haven't seen it much, so this is kind of a preview. I've separated for the sleeves. Maybe I should stop my stitches again but this is not about that today. I've separated for the sleeve and I was knitting on the Oldfield when I was with one of you. So I did get some knitting time this weekend. So what happened is that one of you was in Normandy for the week. And you contacted me, you know who you are. And you told me, we should meet. And I said, of course, yes, of course. I would love that we meet. And unfortunately, I was in Paris last week. So this is also why I appear to be quite relaxed while I'm knitting, but I am absolutely not, because as I was away for a week, all of my teaching were spread out over the week before and this week. So I have been under quite a hectic schedule for teaching anyway, and it's student exams and everything. Anyway, I wasn't there the week. This person was in Normandy with one of her friends. So we said, okay, we'll meet during the weekend. So I had reserved all of my weekend, and we did meet on Saturday and on Sunday. I was so into the conversation and the pleasure of meeting you and talking and knitting and stuff like that. I took very little pictures. So I'll have to see which pictures I have on my phone. I haven't had a look yet to see if I have pictures to show you, but I know that I'm not a good YouTuber, I'm not a good vlogger. I always forget to take pictures whenever I eat something or I go someplace, and I have to constantly think about it because it's not. I do take a lot of pictures, but not necessarily with a purpose. I just take pictures on the spot. So I don't have much to document as far as pictures for the 2 days we spent together. And these 2 days were a little bit different than what I had anticipated and when I had told you it would be, because I have a hard time walking right now. And you were so very nice to arrange and say, no, 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 we'll go and sit and knit together. And that was such a pleasure and such a delicate attention. So the first morning I went to pick them up at their place where they were renting an Airbnb not too far away. And we spent the first day, or at least the first morning, in Caen, and I had made reservations for lunch. And we went to a very nice restaurant, the one I'm going to take my kids for their birthday at the end of this month, because everyone will be home for celebrating my eldest and my youngest birthday. They are about at the same time. So anyway, we went to Caen, and I had anticipated we go everywhere and I show all the nice places and things like that. But we did not. So we walked for a bit. We went to a shop, a hat shop. That was just by chance because we were walking to take the other person some other place. And I had lost my hat. I know I forgot my rain hat in the bus. So we went there as it was not far away. And then we went for lunch. And after lunch, we went for some knitting time in the harbor. So the commercial harbor is not in the city. It's on the canal from Caen to the sea. And the harbor in Caen is mostly with sailboats and nice boats and things like that. So we went there, we sat for a while and we chatted and we knit. And after that, it was time we go back and find and retrieve the other friend, because there is one pottery place in Bayeux I know of, and I love what she makes. She's a real an artist. And you had said, oh, I love potteries and I love little things like that. So I said, okay, we'll go to Bayeux in the afternoon, because it's a very, very nice city. There is a lot of little shops we can go to and walk around and maybe have a restaurant in the evening too. Well, when I called her, because I looked on the internet and her shop was closed, and it's quite surprising because during the tourist season and during the weekend she's open all the time. And when I called her number, her commercial number, she said she was at Château d'Audrian, so it's a castle between Caen and Bayeux, so it was about 10 or 15 minutes from Caen, where her and lots of other craftsmen were there was some kind of a fair, and there was an exposition, and they would sell their creations. So there were people who were doing jewelry, pottery, furniture, very nice wooden furniture, baskets, glasswork, and stained glass work, and things like that. And this castle is not open to the public on the usual time, because it's what we call Relais Chateau. So it's like a very nice hotel in a castle, quite expensive, and you can stay there, and they have a restaurant. And for example, they were having a birthday party in the castle that evening with about 40 people. So not all of it was available to us, but most of the castle was open to the public, and all the park was also open to the public, which is quite unusual because this castle is not usually open to the public. So it was quite of a nice thing. So we went there, we walked around, we went to see the pottery lady, the lady from the little pottery art shop. And also, she's also making some jewelry and earrings. And I asked about a pair of earrings that I think I've lost. I usually don't lose much, not many things, but I think it's somewhere in the house and I don't know where. But I haven't been seeing them for a long, long time, maybe a year or something like that. And it's kind of bothering me. So I went also to ask her if she would have some more, or if she's still making earrings. So there she is. She's still making earrings, but not the kind I already have. So be it. So you're gonna tell me I'm just driving my friend around to places to get to replace things that I've lost in my house or elsewhere. No, not at all. It was just a coincidence. And Ramses is on the table. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. And as we were there, so we sat at the back of the castle in the park. It was very, very windy. It was the beginning of a storm. We had quite a big storm. And yesterday or 2 days ago. Yesterday. No, 2 days ago. And so we sat. It was outside and in a place where the wind would not be too strong. So it was quite a nice weather all in all. And so we did sit and eat and talk again there after she bought a plate and a little souvenir from this potter. She is doing Normandy, sea, and Viking themes mostly. But she also has animals and things like that on her designs, because she has a little girl, and I think she's quite interested into things that children would enjoy. Anyway, so we went there, and it was quite late in the afternoon when we finally left. So they said they would go back to their place and we meet again tomorrow. So I drove them back and I said, okay, tomorrow I come again and pick you up and we can decide what we want to be doing. My initial idea was to walk along the sea where I'm used to walking, but I haven't been walking in a long time, and go maybe have lunch to one of the villages along the path. So we met the next morning, and once again you were so nice to say no, let's drive to the village and not walk. So we drove there to the place I was thinking about for lunch. I had not made any reservations, and we were quite lucky because we arrived just around noontime, I think. So there was no problem for us to have a table and sit and eat. And in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it was all filled up. And once again, we were outside in a place where we did not feel much the wind, by the seaside, and we had lunch there. After we had lunch, we walked a little bit along the sea in that little village, and we found a bench where we sat and talk again and knit again. And as I was picking up on my sweater just before I start the recording, I'm so unhappy because in my bag there was the leftover from my Romney yarn from my sorrel, the Romney yarn from Atelier Pure Laine that I had placed there to give you, and it's in my bag, and it was again in my bag when I picked up my knitting just before I hit the record button. So I'm very bummed, so I will send it to you at a later time. And as I'm talking about what we exchange, of course you have guessed the yarn I bought at Lenal West, the Fleur de Sel. I will place a picture because I forgot to take pictures of the skeins. The Lenal West Fleur de Sel, which is the natural grayish brownish color that is made from fleeces, black and white fleeces, and they make that every other year, so they don't have a lot in the sports weight, which is my favorite yarn weight, I guess. So I brought a sweater quantity, and I'm not sure how much is left on this cone, but this is what is left from my sorrel, and it's quite a bit because the cone was not much bigger, and I'm kind of thinking there will be enough for at least a vest, maybe, or a short sleeve sweater. So we exchanged present, and I had other things, and of course you brought me yarn. And if you remember in the previous video I said that yarn had a sneaky mind of its own and would find its way to me, and you said that you brought me some of my kryptonite Nutiden once again in the Val colorway. Maybe I will stop here to open the boxes. I wasn't sure, but it's kind of with the light you can't see the yarn very well, so I'm going to be stopping here, and I see you in a bit with the package opened. Okay, so this is Val, and as you can see, this is an extremely beautiful blue that has some gray in it, and it's kind of a very bright, happy blue, a happy sky blue with some gray. So it should be a bit mild, and you also, so there are 3 plates of the Nutiden, and also 4 balls of the Slang mohair 21 micron super kid mohair, and it's the best one with 58% mohair and 42% silk. And I will pair both of these, and we've been talking, and since you gave these 2 ones to me, and there is a sweater quantity if I held the Nutiden single, and maybe for a vest and a little bit more if I hold it double, but I will hold it single and make a sweater. And we've been talking about sweaters ideas that I had, and I prefer, and I will choose, I think for now, this is where my thinking is, I will choose a sweater, a very simple sweater that will let the yarn sing and have it show and show off, because these 2 colors are just absolutely stunning, and they are my perfect colors. This blue is just absolutely perfect, and you could not have made a better choice for myself. Okay, I should be gone already. So maybe I'm going to have to be stopping and starting the recording again later on. What I wanted to be saying is that it was such an emotional time meeting one of you. This little channel and this planet are very small indeed, and meeting people through an arts and crafts activity like this one, and making friends and meeting extremely nice people is such a blessing that only the internet can provide. The internet can be the place of the worst. It can also be the place for the better. And we shared our stories and we shared a lot during that time. And I am so grateful I got to meet you. And this is about one person in particular, but I really am, and I am really grateful. I am meeting and talking all of you sometimes every week in the comment section. This is such a blessing to me. And this community and this presence is such a blessing to me, knowing that we are all together in this little channel because we love knitting, because we love talking about knitting, because we love our different projects that we share. We share our doubts, we share our strength, we share all the nice things we need, we share the difficulties we have, we share all the good time. And it is so precious because it is really one way to bring joy and happiness into my life. And all of this is thanks to you. This would never happen without you. I would be knitting in my little corner of the earth. Maybe I would be recording videos, but if you were not here, if you are not here to watch them, and in that we interact together, what's the point? What's the point? The real point is all the bonding we create through this little place, through the internet, and that's the very good and positive outcome of what the internet has to offer, and I am very happy to be part of it, to be one little piece of joy and happiness into your life, to create joy and happiness with our knitting, and to infuse our life with better things, with better people, because my life is better thanks to you. So maybe a shorter episode today. I'm going to be late to my physical therapist appointment, but I did not really want to cut down and record once again after that because I will have lost my train of thoughts. If anything's come to my mind that I will have forgotten, maybe I'll record again. And in the meantime, I'm so grateful you are here. I'm sending all my happy little stitches to all of you. And yes, I hope I will see you next time. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. Top. So hello everyone, welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I did not ask for anything.